Let me ask you a question. Where are the Plato's, Aristotle's, uh, the Michelangelos, the Beethovens, the Mozarts? Where are those people today?
Hmm, good question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you look around on YouTube or whatever, and you don't find any of them.
Yeah.
Not saying Aristotle needs to be on YouTube. What I'm saying is like someone of that caliber.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah.
It has to do with this triangle. Okay.
Yeah.
Back back in time, I'll do the triangle as the tip here with my arms representing the rest of it. Okay. Back in
Mhm.
time when there was just this many humans, they were more potent. So you're going to get more of those. This is starting to look like, you know, the eye in the pyramid. But you, you you got more potency back then. Now we've got what, 9 billion people? The
Yeah.
potency is
Mm.
so low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Potency is so low now. It's very difficult for one of those to show up on the planet nowadays because enough has to be collected to make it happen.
Yeah.
Where are you going to get it? This goes back to bee influences, doesn't it? The only way you can become that kind of potency is to go collecting bee influences like a bee, bzz, that kind of bee, collecting bee influences, collecting nectar from the various esoteric flowers out there and making honey out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, everywhere you see this work, you'll see bees. Okay, I'm not talking about bzz bees, but in this symbology, wherever there was a way when it showed up on the planet, one of its symbols is the bee. So you see it in Egypt.
Mm.
Mhm. They have these hieroglyphs of bees. You see it in Zoroastrianism, although they were, I believe, forbidden to eat honey, oddly enough. You see it in Napoleon's regalia. Mhm. Everywhere. Okay. It's a little
Yeah.
hint for you. Everywhere that the way shows up, one of the symbols that it deposits into the human endeavor is the bee. This also is the reason why there cannot be exclusivity to the way because it's its own thing. Yeah. The best you can hope for is two things. Get on the frequency of it, and as a side effect, you enjoy evolution. As a side effect, you enjoy your faculties switching on. You enjoy being in the presence of great knowledge, great knowings, great learnings, things that have never been spoken on the planet before. All right. But that's kind of it's ancillary to it. The point is to get on the frequency of it so that all those things can happen. You see, but the point is to get on the frequency of it.
Yeah.
That's it. Can't own the way. Anyone who tells you different is selling something, right?
Yep.
You just got to get on the frequency of it. All of you can do it, by the way, because that is what your human faculties were designed to be able to do. And besides, you do it anyway, you just don't realize it, right? If you get caught up in something culturally, then you tuned into it. Huh? Get
Mm.
angry, you tuned into that. You get greedy, you tuned into that. You get way, it's because you tuned into it, right? That's what humans are like, big radios. Man. The real work of the matter is not it's here's a great way to say it. The radio doesn't take credit for what it plays.
No, it just does it. Yeah.
It just does it, right? And if you don't like the music, change the station until you do. You see, that's all there is to it.
Mm.
But the radio itself shouldn't take any credit for it. Like, oh, wow, boy, did I play that song well. What it
Yeah.
could take credit for is having a nice narrow frequency that it can tune into.
Yeah.
Hmm, right? Get these old kind of radios with the tubes, before transistors and whatnot. They were a bit wideband. You know, the idea of wideband versus narrowband. Narrowband means it can tune into something very distinctly. Okay, wideband means that it's kind of like it tunes into everything around it with a peak here and catches all this. And so what you get there is static.
Mhm.
In a wideband reception, you get all the noise, the signal, but all the noise around it. Works just like that in this way. As you begin to learn to tune into things, you're going to get a lot of static, but you'll also get the signal. And as you do some personal development work, you begin to narrow out that static so that you can tune right into that signal. It's just an analogy, but I think it's a pretty apt one. But yeah, again, the radio doesn't have to take credit, just has to be good at it.
Yeah.